So about a year ago, I quit trucking. I started 2 years ago and quit about a year ago. I never told you guys, and today I want to make a video about it. And there's really many small reasons as to why I quit trucking, but there's one major reason that I really want to focus this video on. And hopefully you guys learn from what happened to me, and hopefully you guys don't get bullied, because I refuse to be bullied by big companies like this. So first off, let's talk about why I started trucking with this company. Well, I remember at the time I had just earned my CDLA, and I was still working full-time for the town. My mom had just lost her job, so money was very tight, so I was looking to pick up any kind of extra work that I could. And I looked on Craigslist, and this company, Arctic Glacier, which they're an ice company based up in Canada, they were looking for a part-time or full-time CDLA driver. So I called them up, and things ended up working out great because they were able to arrange the loads where it didn't affect my regular Monday through Friday job. So I'd work for the town Monday through Friday, and then I'd haul ice 2 days on the weekend. And there was a patch in my life where I worked 60 days straight, did not take a day off. Monday through Friday, I worked for the town. Saturdays and Sundays, I'd work for the ice company. And sometimes I'd pick up a night load with the ice company too. So I was working like crazy. So that is actually one of the reasons why I decided to stop trucking, because I was literally working my life away. No time for projects in the shop, no time to hang out with friends, no time to enjoy life. So that is one reason, but that's not the main reason. I like to work, but that was pushing it a little bit too much. So the second reason why I decided to quit trucking, and again, it's not the main reason yet, is I started about a quarter of the way into the new year at the time. And then when we hit January, I was promised a raise. And I started working into February, March, and I never got a raise. Now, when I first got hired, I really didn't care what they were going to pay me, because when you just get your CDLA license, it's very hard to find a company that'll hire you on green. But there are companies that I think we all know that will hire on green drivers. Swift. That's why you see, Swift best in crash on Instagram, and all these Swift trucks are crashing up. But when I first got hired by the company, of course, they sent me out with the senior driver, and he watched my driving, and he gave me a couple pointers here and there, and he taught me the way of the road. And after a week, he's like, "You've been driving like you've been driving for 40 years." So that worked out well there. But again, they didn't give me a raise, and the pay wasn't where it really should have been for the work I was doing. So now let's get into the main reason why I quit working for this company. So for those of you that do not have a CDL license, before you take out any kind of big commercial vehicle, you are supposed to do something called a pre-trip inspection. And it's a multi-point inspection that covers the inside of the truck, the outside of the truck, inside the engine compartment, and all the basic functions of the truck. So before I drive that truck, I need to inspect hundreds of components to make sure that truck is safe, to the best of my knowledge, to go down the road. Now, doing my pre-trip inspection that morning, I had found two issues with the trailer. One, there was a gash in the sidewall, which you'll see from the photos here. There's a gash in the sidewall, and if there's a gash in the sidewall, that tire is no good. Secondly, if you look at the inner tire, you will see that there's a couple bald spots. Now, according to the CDL manual, rear tires on trucks or trailers have to have at least 30 seconds of tread depth in order for them to be okay. The tires in the rear obviously have bald spots, and they failed my pre-trip inspection. It's really funny because the company gives you this e-log, and they give you a pre-trip inspection thing in the e-log, and after you check everything off and you think it's safe, you're supposed to check the thing, and you're supposed to sign your name saying, "To the best of my knowledge, this truck is safe to operate." Well, that truck was not safe to operate that morning, so I decided to decline the load. I left a note on my manager's desk for when I came in, and I told him, "Look, I'm not driving the truck until you replace the tires on the rear of the trailer. That's it." So I went home not thinking much about it. I'm thinking, this is a big company. I'm sure they're going to be responsible enough to go out and replace the tires and be no big deal. So later on that day, I get a text message from my boss. And here's what he said. "Hunter, no offense, but why? Oh, your note about the tractor is a joke. You won't do any runs until I buy new tires? Well, then I have no work for you then, because I'm not replacing tires yet. Sorry, they can still roll for another week or so. I can't just buy new tires. Vinny, who is another driver, is out with it today and it's fine. So I responded back. I've taken pictures of both tires. The outer tire has a sidewall gash and the inner one is bald. If stopped by DOT, this would be a guaranteed ticket. I refuse to put my license on the line for this, but more importantly, I refuse to risk my life and the lives/safety of others for a safety issue you refuse to fix. Due to your disregard for my license, safety, and the lack of professionalism, I resign effective immediately. And this is where it gets pretty funny and pretty comical, so watch how his tone of voice changes. Alright, so, a little time goes by and then he hits me back with this text message. So I have the tire guy coming at 12 o'clock to look at those tires. If they're deemed unusable, they will be replaced on the spot. And then he goes on to say, I don't have disregard for your license. You're missing the point. No worries. I really don't understand what point I was missing there. I mean, tires aren't good. It's not safe to operate. What point are you trying to make? So then he goes on to say, when tires are fixed, I will contact you. If you're okay, then we will run. And then he goes on even further. If not, if you want to part ways, that's fine also. I do care about you and your license and your safety as well as safety of others. Don't ever get that confused. And he said, 12:15, they're coming, not 12 o'clock. So after that, I should have an answer for you. If we get this resolved today, you good with running and getting back into it? Please let me know. I said, I am finished. I will mail you the keys that I had. Please mail me my final checks. And he said, okay, thank you for everything. Good luck in the future. You're a great driver and you are an asset to anyone. Keep it up. And then he sent me another text message again. You sure this is what you want to do? Please call me. Please call me. So then I sent him the pictures of the tires, and I don't have any more text messages on the phone that I've taken pictures of. But then I do remember he also sent me pictures of the tire guy actually there changing tires. So yeah, when you're working for big companies, even small companies, do not risk your license, your life, the lives of others for a safety issue the company refuses to fix. If there's a safety infraction, stop right there, make it known, and document. And that's what I did. And that's it. Don't let these companies bully you. Was I being dramatic? Maybe a little bit, but I really don't think so, because if I was stopped by the DOT, that would definitely be a ticket. And ice is just frozen water. And water is very heavy. When I was fully loaded, I was a little bit under 80,000 pounds, which is the max gross weight for a tractor trailer unit like that without any special permits. So if one of those tires had given out and another set of tires had given out, and then you have all that weight on just a single set of duals, and you're taking a turn or something like that, and that thing comes over and comes down on a car, well, the fact of the matter is that could have killed somebody, and it could have killed me. And that's all I have for today's video. Again, don't let any company, organization bully you for safety infractions that could affect you, your license, or the people around you. Thanks for watching.